All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Jacki Cox, founder of ACE Community, which is adventure, creativity, and enjoyment. And I'm super excited. I've got Katie Sevenants here today. Welcome, Katie. Thanks for being here.
I'm looking forward to this. This will be fun.
Yeah. So we're just going to have a fun conversation. We're both all about the fun. And so this is going to be good for us today. Before I get too far, I'm going to introduce Katie. I'm super excited to have her here with us today. And she's going to be our speaker next week at our meeting, our monthly meeting, Wednesday, March 5th, which hard to believe it's already March, but here we are. We do meet from 4 to 6 p.m. at Bucket List Tavern in Castle Rock. So Katie and our group will be live and in person at that meeting, and we're super excited to have Katie as our speaker. So before we get going here, though, I'm going to introduce Katie real quick. She's got a great bio, a lot of history, and it's awesome. So Katie Sevenants, with over 20 years of experience speaking to audience of hundreds in the cruise industry and 22 years empowering women through the beauty business, Katie developed a unique approach to confidence and visibility. Love that. Since 2002, continuing as a Sevenants independent distributor, Katie has helped thousands of women to stand in their true beauty, learn makeup and skincare tips to help them look beautiful and feel more confident. She now works with women who are ready to start taking care of themselves, but may not know exactly where or how to start. She has combined her expertise into a program designed to help women entrepreneurs, speakers, and coaches step out of the shadows and into the spotlight confidently and authentically. Katie offers one-on-one personal color consultation sessions where she encourages her clients to try new things in a fun, non-judgment way. And she's also helping them with video and feeling more confident with video because let's face it, it's a tool, it's not going away. And this is why we're on video today. So Katie, take it over for us.
That is such a mouthful. And you did pretty good. You didn't get too tongue twistery on all those words, but yeah, that was a mouthful. That just means I'm old and I have a
No, it
lot of
means you've got
experience.
such wise experience behind you.
Yes, I do. And it's funny because that's really what I'm working with now with entrepreneurs because I think so many people get to that point in life and it's like, what's next for me? I don't have a degree or I don't have this or someone else is better at this. And we get in that comparison and the, imposter syndrome and all the things. And it doesn't have to be like that because we might
Right.
feel on the other side of the hill, but that all means we have so much experience and wisdom and
Absolutely.
value that we get to now turn around and share that with other people. So that's really
Yes.
that's been a fun addition to what I do, and I'm really loving it. And like I said, if it isn't fun, I'm not doing it. So,
That's
that's the line right there.
that's the line. I love that. And so how did you start making that shift towards, being more in that mentorship position and true leadership position and helping women in this space?
It's interesting because we all know public speaking is the number one thing people fear besides death. And so most of the time it's more than death.
Right.
Um, I
Right.
started doing that a long time ago. I started in the cruise industry when I was 19 years old.
Wow,
Yeah,
really? That's
yes, it
so
was
awesome.
yeah, it was pretty crazy. And I loved it. I loved it. And I had to learn how to speak in front of groups of people. And that was so intimidating. And I'm really thankful now that I did that because then
Yes.
moving into the beauty industry, I teach makeup to women, and I've really been focused probably the last 10 or 12 years on entrepreneur women, business women, uh,
Mhm.
because myself grew out of my children. That was a
Right.
phase, and now it was another phase. And I love watching the transformation. Like when I
Oh,
get someone coming to me who maybe they've been wearing the same makeup for, since high school and they just don't know what to do. I
right.
really started focusing on midlife and what that means. And even though I was helping other women to feel more confident and I saw it right in front of me, it was like, I love it. It's like magic. It just, once they start to feel that self-confidence, they're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And I love that part
Oh,
of it.
love it.
But then there was this time when all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my gosh, who am I now? Because I got to the point where my kids were off on their own and, video was coming on in social media. First of all, I started my business before social media. So
Yeah.
you know, that was like a new thing. And all these young women were coming into the beauty industry, all the influencers and affiliate marketers and all these things. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm an old person. So I really went through a struggle
Right.
because I didn't know, can I keep up? Am I valuable? Is anyone going to listen to me? Who wants to listen to an old person? You know, all these things. And I
Not
started
old.
to talk worse to ourselves than we talk to our best friends. So
Yeah, yeah,
um,
truly.
I started working on myself and
Yeah.
just realizing what I really, the part that really lights me up is that transformation and realizing that I had more that I could offer to people. And so I just, yeah, I started thinking, okay, what are the things that I've learned that have helped me succeed in my own business and
Yeah.
help me with my customers that I work with? And what do people ask me the most about? So that's kind of where it started. And oh my God,
Yeah.
it's been so much fun.
That's amazing. So I know that you have three daughters, and I think that there may be some grandbabies in there as
Three,
well.
three
Three,
grandbabies.
three
Yep.
grandbabies.
Just
So
from
how did you?
one mom.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing.
Mhm,
And I know your daughters look up to you, and I know that the babies do too. The grandbabies do. So how
mhm.
did you go from that identity of being the three daughters' mom to your own person and really coming into that confidence and coming into your own space there?
That's such a fun question because I've always grown up with positive thinking
Yeah,
and visions and you know like really believing where I'm going. And when I played basketball, I had a coach a million years ago that taught me about, you know, seeing the ball going in the hoop and, you
mm,
know, doing all the self
sure.
visualization. And I've just continued to work on that. So my kids have grown up in it. My girls have grown up in it. And they're the first ones to be like, Mom, like, you know, you've got this. And they're so supportive and they're
Love
so
that.
proud of me. And so that's really when I started questioning what was next. And they're like, "Oh, you've got this. Look at your team. Look at the people who look up to
Yeah,
you." And so sometimes it's easier for someone else to see your gifts before you really recognize them. And I have
sure.
to think my husband and my kids have really been such awesome supporters of this new direction for me. And, you know, now it's so much fun and I get to do my business, both of them really from wherever I am. So I can go see the kids and grandkids up in Washington State or, you know, Arizona. We're going to Arizona in a couple weeks. So yeah, we're
Yeah.
just like visiting all of them as much as we can.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. That's awesome that there was so much support there from not only the daughters, but also the husband. And
Hmm.
that's important. I have a super supportive husband as well. And, I know that at a certain point, he started realizing that, yep, entrepreneurship is hard. At the same time, I don't think I was ever meant to work for someone else again. And so it became, okay, then how do we make this work together then? How do we, support each other in this way, even though it looks different from a financial standpoint at first and things like that. So how did you kind of, help support your husband too, from the standpoint of offering gratitude back towards him?
You know, yes, because when you come from a mindset of a 9 to 5 job,
Right.
versus I've really, even when I started with the cruise business, I worked from home. I still had a boss, but I worked from home. So you have to develop different skills. And he
Sure.
comes from a 9 to 5, always working with someone else with his company. And so it's a whole different mindset, as you, I'm sure, know.
Yes.
So being able to, you know, at first he's like, show me the money. Like, I want to see, show me it really works. And it's a struggle sometimes because
Yeah,
you're like, if I
yeah,
sell a makeup product, that's great. Here it is. Thank you for the money. It's a done deal. But
yeah,
in the coaching side and in the entrepreneurial side, there's, you know, it's a lot of lead time and you're marketing yourself and you're
yeah,
the CEO and the accountant and the whatever, you're all the things.
right,
So it's a big, you have to help with that big picture. So it didn't happen overnight, but it's
right, right.
sharing your vision and also the two-way street with communication really helps because he's just seeing it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And it does help me, I will admit, to sometimes look at things from his perspective as
Sure.
well.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we are in that space too. Jeff is a really great brainstormer, and so he technically is a silent partner in my business, but he also, from the standpoint in, I do lean on him for ideas and different things that, again, I mentioned before we were on the call of the evolution of the business has kind of evolved over 5 different times. And he just kind of helps keep with that brainstorming and helps with the, again, it's that perspective piece of really
Mhm.
saying, you know what about this? And have you thought of this? And again, my business has always been fun forward. That's what my whole foundation is. And so I love
Right.
you mentioned the fun piece of it. So how do you help your bring fun to your life personally and then also help build that into your clients as well?
Oh my gosh. First of all, coming from my experience, I love to travel. So that's always been something high on my list.
Yeah, love
Um,
it.
I'll try anything once, I say. I went skydiving twice, and I did go river rafting
Oh,
on some pretty major rapids in Alaska twice.
oh
So,
wow.
some
Alaska.
things I'll do twice, but I love doing something new that I haven't done before. And
Yes.
what's really fun is my husband and I are doing new things together. So,
Yeah.
we were raising kids. We called it tag team parenting. I would be off driving to here and he would be off driving there. And, once in a while we'd connect at the same event. But now it's different. We're doing new things together. And,
Reconnecting.
you get to a point, when the kids are doing their thing, you're like, you're either going to figure it out or you don't. And
Sure.
so he and I started doing fun new things together. We do cooking classes. Whenever we go
Hey,
on a trip somewhere, we do a cooking class. So much
love
fun.
that.
We've done it in Spain and Costa Rica, and we
Yeah.
love Santa Fe, New Mexico. So, we just try to include something new that neither of us knew. Because
Mhm.
it's one thing if you go do things and he doesn't, or something
Right.
he knows and I don't. But we're also including things that are new for both of us. And
Oh,
that's
I
been really
love that.
fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. And then how do you bring that level of confidence with your clients then too? Because again, it's a lot of wisdom experience, and to a certain degree, you start leaving behind the things that aren't fun or that aren't serving you and aren't helping you feel confident. And so I know that you've done a beautiful job of helping others feel more confident. And so bringing the fun into that, how does that kind of pair together with your clients then?
Well, I think the first thing is recognizing your gifts. And
Sure.
for the longest time, I think I struggled with, okay, I know what my gifts are. I also know that I'm not strong in certain things. I'm not organized. I'm not a planner. I'm
Sure.
not like all that stuff stresses me out. But I can go spur of the moment and go do something in a heartbeat. You can say, hey, do you want to do a video? And I can go do that. Um, so there I can come up with ideas on the fly, but to actually plan out
Awesome.
a month of work is really a struggle. And
Sure.
so recognizing my strengths and then finding team around me that enjoy the other things, that's a
Yeah.
big part of it. So helping my clients recognize what are the things they're really good at. Quit worrying about those things that I'm not good at, right? Like
Sure.
you can find someone to do those things. And now with ChatGPT and all the different
Yes.
AI tools, you can find something that'll do those $10 an hour type jobs.
Yeah.
So spend your time on your gifts and really hone in on your gifts and what makes you unique, and fly with that. And the other
Beautiful.
things we can have support. You can find a VA. I have two VAs now. So one of
Good
them's
for
my dad.
you.
So that's a big part of it. And so I do spend a lot of time with my clients to help them really narrow down at least 20 things that make them unique, whether it's
Mm.
activities you love to do, or your values, or your skills, or your education. Maybe you just, know how to make the best scrambled eggs for breakfast, whatever it is. But
Yeah.
finding those things that make you unique and that you
Yeah.
love, and focus and spend your time on those. The other things you can find some help for, you can learn them as you go, but it's not, instead of focusing on what you don't have, really it's shifting your
Okay.
focus to what you do have and
Yeah.
really standing out in that power.
Digging deep into that gratitude then. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Speaking of gratitude, that was a big
Yeah.
shift for me. And I know you're into this as well. Like
Yeah.
there's so many books I love that I am always reading personal development.
Mhm.
And I started doing my getting up earlier in the morning. Sometimes it's hard,
Good.
but I do it and I journal and I visualize my life as if it's already happened, not what I want, but as it's like, who am I now living this dream life? And it's so fun to look back at my notes over the last few years because I'm living that. I'm doing those things. I just,
Yeah.
my second book just hit best-selling status. So
Yay.
I know it's like all these fun things that I thought about, dreamt
Right.
about, it's like happening. So how can you not have fun right now?
Yes, exactly. Well, I do want to hear the title of your book in a second, but subliminally, you are planning.
I know, I know. It's not my focus. It comes and I'm getting better at it, but
Yeah, yeah.
definitely, that's
That
okay.
that's awesome. So before I get too far away from it, what's the title of your new book?
Well, the first one that came out, how many months ago? 6 months ago, maybe, it was called, um, oh my gosh, Choose Confidence. That was it. Choose Confidence.
Love it.
And so I've co-authored. So I did a chapter in a book with some other amazing entrepreneurs that I've been working with. And so
Beautiful.
that was my first experience. And then our book just hit a week ago, Turning Points. And it's about the business entrepreneurs and the struggle that you hit where what really changed for you that made you shift into this new thing? Like what happens in your life that makes you reevaluate and decide to go in this direction? So
Yeah.
it's so cool. I love reading everyone's stories. And I know many of the authors in that one. And it's, you don't always know everyone's story, but everyone has a story. And
Without a
so
question.
yeah, that's
Yes.
that's a really cool one. I really, really like that one too. So, and
Nice.
then I have another one coming out, I think at the end of the summer
Dang,
with a
Katie, you're
group.
rocking it.
I know it's so crazy. It's so
That's
crazy to think about
awesome.
it, but yeah, so that one's going to be really fun and it's with some powerful women around the
Okay.
world. So,
Nice.
yeah,
You have
I'm
is there a
really
title for
excited.
that one yet or not yet?
It's called the 262 Project, and the gal who is running that, they're actually sharing that book at the Oscars right now this weekend.
Oh, you're
And then
kidding.
my book will be part of the project going to the Emmys and just lots of media around it. It's really cool to be mingling with
Wow.
some amazing superstars. So yeah, I think what's really shifted is so many women are now talking about midlife and talking about what's next in the next chapter.
Sure.
And there hasn't been a lot of discussion about it that I
Sure.
picked up on. Maybe it's just because, I'm over that midlife. What do you call it next? What's after that? I don't know, but
You're still gaining wisdom.
exactly. I like that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Katie, that's fantastic, and congratulations on
Thank
putting
you.
putting yourself out there. And I would say, I mean, with 3 books behind your belt here, I would say you're in an influencer status here, my friend.
It's pretty awesome. I do have one and that's been on my mind for a long time that's all me. And I just haven't taken the steps. So that's also on my planning list.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, get it out there. I know people would love to hear your full story and things like that too.
Yeah,
Tell you what, I mean, do it now, I mean, I'm not trying to be dim or dark or anything, but none of us are guaranteed tomorrow.
exactly.
My mom always wanted to write her story and write a book, and she never got around to it. And so, I always encourage people, if there's something on your heart, share it, get it out there. And
Yeah,
you know what? We can make the bumps and make the mistakes along the way, but at the same time, you're putting yourself out there, and that's what people are craving. So,
yeah.
it's
It's funny,
interesting.
that's a big thing too, because even though I teach this, just get it out there and, do the thing and
Yeah,
get confident out there and start showing up, but there's still that perfectionism that keeps popping
sure.
in
Yeah.
where if I'm going to do my own, it's got to be all the things I want it to be. And it's like, I'm learning and I'm still learning and
Yeah,
growing. And
absolutely. We
like, it's
all are.
okay
And
to
if
make
we're
mistakes.
again, if we're not continuing to learn, then again, what's the point? Because then
Right.
the mistakes help us have to learn and to have more fun learning from that process as well. So I think it's a good cycle because I never stop learning. There's a sign that Jeff made for one of my birthdays one year, 7 years or a few years ago, and it's just hashtag learn shit, and I just love it. And it's behind my lamp here, and I get to see it every day because that's the reality is we should be learning something or trying something or to
Mhm.
putting ourselves out there a little further every single day. You know?
Yeah, if you want to get out of your comfort zone, one step, but just keep going. And pretty soon it gets bigger and bigger. And you're all of a sudden you look back and you're going, oh my gosh, I've done all these things.
Look at how far
So
I've
yeah,
come. Exactly,
right.
exactly. So I know that you're helping women be more confident behind the screen and do more videos. I would love to hear your one or two tips on that before we, sign off here today. When I first started doing videos 11 years ago, when I started my business, I thought, oh my gosh, and I don't mind being in front of people. The video part, though, all of a sudden it was like, I'm hearing my voice. I don't like my mannerisms, all the things, right? And
Right.
finally, I know I would do videos at least 4 and 5 takes just because it wasn't quite perfect. At the end of the day, I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be. Nobody is. And so I am who I am, and you get what you get. And if you're not my flavor, that's okay too. We can all
That
move
takes a
on.
long time for people to get though. Like so
Right.
many people are so worried about that. Like you said, I don't know what's appropriate. I don't know what my hair should look like. I don't,
Right.
I don't, I talk too much. I use my hands too much, whatever it is. And what's really key is being yourself, being authentic, whatever that looks like. And like you said, this is me and not everyone's my cup of tea. And who is
Right.
your ideal person that you're talking to?
Yes.
That's the key, right? Who do you want to attract to your business? And you're speaking to them. A tip is who are they before you even hit that go live button or record button is think about that person and say hi to her and talk to
Yes.
her before you hit go. And then
Yeah.
that way you're only talking to one person. But I've got
Yeah.
some great tips. Actually, I'm going to tell you a couple things and then I'm happy to
Yeah.
share my download that is my
Great.
camera confidence blueprint. And it's a bunch of some of my top tips I've gathered over the years. And
Awesome.
I am doing a free workshop
Nice.
in on March 13th. So
Okay.
it'll have the link to that too. So I'll share that with you if you like. Uh,
Yeah, please.
but I think what's really important is if you're not showing up on video, you're not going to grow your business, period. End of
Right.
story. For a while, it was, oh, you should do video, you'll grow faster. But
Right.
now, because of the way we consume,
Right.
just a couple stats. Your videos get shared 1,200% more than
Wow.
text and image combined. Right.
Wow.
So if you're still going, oh, I'm going to hire someone to do my social media and they can throw up a few graphics for me here and there,
Right.
you're not standing out. If there's, 10 coaches or 10 businesses that do exactly what you do, and it's all just graphics or your logo, right? You're not standing out. People need to know, like, and trust you. And if
That's
you're
right.
not in person with them, that's the fastest way to do it is with video. So
Sure.
it's really crucial. It's not just we should do it anymore. It's
No.
if you don't do it,
Right.
people aren't going to remember you. They're not going to connect. They'll go shop with the next person who,
Sure.
then you could start competing on other things like price or like the value, where if you can
Right.
really connect with your ideal people on video, you've got a long-term relationship, not just a quick sale.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great tip. That's a great tip. Yeah, that's awesome. So
But
yeah, I mean, what else would you like to share? So I know you mentioned you have your camera confidence blueprint.
mhm.
Certainly would love to share that. Is that something you can share on video, or do you want to
Yeah.
text it to me?
I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, sure.
And then I'm happy to share the link as well, but it's
Yeah.
at captivateoncamera.com.
Activate on camera. So the @ sign is in there?
Yeah, I think that's how you get there. Let's see if that works. Nope, that didn't look like a hyperlink, did it? Hang on.
Well, so that's what I mean, that's okay. So what I'll do is I'll put the link in the comments to Captivate on Camera.
I'm just pulling it up right now to make sure, because holy cow,
Yeah,
you
so it
think
comes right to your Kiss Me Katie. It looks like it's a yep, your camera confidence checklist. So
perfect.
captivateoncamera.com is where you'll get that checklist, and that's amazing. What a great tip to, or what a great resource to be able to share. It looks like it's a free download to be able to, get you feeling more confident behind the camera. Again,
Yes.
like you said, you've said it, multiple people have said it. We just all need to be on camera more. And I mean, 1 to 2 minutes is often fine. These longer forms are often good too, though, because again, it gives them a chance to see you as our upcoming speaker, as well as how I'm conducting myself too on this video as
Right.
well.
One of
And
the big things is if you do a longer form video, that depending on the platform, right? Each
yeah,
platform requires different things, but you do a longer form video. And then now with the power of all the AI tools and apps, you can cut
sure,
that into 100 pieces of content right there. Just
that's true.
so that's part of what I teach as well. It's actually like planning. Um, so that, I mean, that can make it really fun. Think about where it's hitting. If you're on your
Yeah,
Instagram feed, right? Those are people who don't know you. So that's a different kind of video. And then in your
right.
stories, that's where you're more relationship, for example. So
Yeah,
yeah, just thinking about what to put in what platform, and it can be fun. That's what we're going to talk
right.
about. When I come to the meeting, we're really going to talk about some things you can do right now to improve
Nice.
your confidence level getting on camera, and then how to look better when you are on camera.
Yeah,
Um,
awesome.
yeah, because we want it to be fun. I know so many people are like, oh God, social media, I'm so over it. But if you have a business,
Right.
people are still on social media, or you do your video and you put it in your emails, but it's just getting out there and making
Yeah.
those connections.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. Well, I mean, it's true though. I mean, the emails I come across, and if there's a video on it, I will click on it way more than I will read that full text. And I have to remember that too, because I know that I am guilty of that newsletter format. I'm a kind of an old school communicator when it comes
Right.
to that. And so I like to have things visually and in writing, but
Mhm.
I know that people are leaning more video. If I summarized my entire newsletter on a 2-minute video, great. They're
You're
probably
covering
gonna watch
everybody.
it versus read it.
Yeah, if they want to, I'm a USA Today type reader. So I like the fast, easy. I want
Yeah,
the bullet points, and then I know if I want to watch the video, and then I watch the videos. So
sure,
yeah, and I mean, video makes such a difference in SEO for your websites, and
sure,
here's the thing, here's a really important thing. Video, when people think about doing video, it's not just recording a video to promote your products or your business.
sure,
It's also getting on Zoom calls, it's getting on webinars. That's really key too, because even if you're, say, a coach and you're doing client coaching calls, but your lighting is bad, your angles are
sure.
bad, you lose that credibility. So we want
Sure.
you to feel so good in every aspect getting out there.
Yeah, yeah, those are great tips. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. Well, Katie, I mean, we could sit and chat for all day, but we probably better cut this off. We're super excited to have you next week. Again, Wednesday, March 5th. We are meeting from 4 to 6 p.m. at Bucket List Tavern in Castle Rock. So Katie will be there speaking. She'll have about a half an hour to speak and share her tips on being more confident on video and having more fun while you're doing it. Because again, if it's not fun, we're not doing it. That we've already established that. So
Exactly. That's the line in the sand right there.
that's right. That's right. So I have your website here, kissmekatie411.com or katie7ants.com. And I'll spell that for you. KATIESEVENANTS.com. So definitely connect with Katie as you're moving forward, because I know that she can help you feel more confident as you go through these transitions in life, and midlife and embracing midlife and beyond. So Katie, thank you so much for coming on with me today. I really appreciate your
Oh,
time.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
I love chatting with you. I'd do this with you any day.
Oh, yay. Well, I appreciate that. So everybody come see us next Wednesday, March 5th. We'll see you next time then. Thank you.
Bye.